Children, today we learn a new chapter called Direct and Inverse Proportion. Chapter 13, Direct and Inverse Proportion. Of that, we learn direct proportion today. Okay? Now suppose you went for shopping. You went to a shop and you are buying chocolates. You buy one chocolate for you. The cost of the chocolate is 10 rupees. So your brother came and said, I also want a chocolate. So you bought one for him also. That also cost 10 rupees. Then you think of your sister at home. Oh, you think, okay, I should buy a chocolate for her also. Otherwise it won't be fair, right? So you buy 3 chocolates now and the cost will be 30 rupees. I'll just write it here. One chocolate, it costs 10 rupees. So when your brother came, you bought 2 chocolates. So now the cost is 20. You bought one more chocolate for your sister at home. So 3 chocolates. So what will be the cost? 30 rupees. As the number of chocolates increases, cost also increases, isn't it? If you are buying chocolates for 10 people, the cost will increase. If you buy chocolates for 100 people, the cost will increase. So more chocolates, more will be the cost, right? Then another example, suppose you are going to a shop to buy cloth. There is a wedding at your home. So for 2 people, the length of the cloth required is 10 meter. What about 4 people? Then the length of the cloth required will be 20 meter. If there are 6 people, will the length of the cloth increase or decrease? It will definitely increase. As the number of people increases, the length of the cloth to be stitched also increases. If I take number of chocolates as X and the cost as Y, if I take the number of chocolates as X and the cost as Y, I can write as X increases, Y also increases. Here, if I take the number of people as X and the length of the cloth as Y, I can say as the number of people increases, the length of the cloth also increases. When one quantity is increased, the other quantity is also increased. Then I can say X is directly proportional to Y. That means if one quantity increases, directly the other quantity is also increasing. Then their ratio will be a constant. Let me just take the ratio here. X by Y. 1 by 10. Number of chocolates by cost. Here also X by Y. It will be 2 by 20, which is same as 1 by 10. Here X by Y, 3 by 30, which is equal to 1 by 10. You can see the ratio formed here remains a constant. So as one quantity increases, the other quantity also increases. Similar here also. Number of people and the length of the cloth. If I take ratio x by y, 2 by 10, which is same as 1 by 5. Here x by y, 4 by 20, which is same as 1 by 5. There also the ratio of those two variables remains constant. So if x and y are any two quantities or any two variables, and if one increases, the other also increases, then I can say x is directly proportional to y, or x equals k into y, where k is a constant. Therefore, the ratio x by y is equal to k, where k is a constant. When I take the ratio of those two variables, it will always remain a constant. You saw in the example problems. 1 by 10, 1 by 10, 1 by 10 throughout, 1 by 5, 1 by 5 throughout. So, this type of variation where one increases, the other also increases. Simultaneously, if one quantity decreases, the other quantity will also decrease. This type of proportion is known as direct proportion. Understood what is meant by direct proportion? The more you study, more marks you get. The more hard work you put in, the more marks you get. Isn't it? So, if one quantity increases, definitely the other quantity also increases. So, this type of proportion is known as direct proportion. Okay? Now, we will do the example problems from the textbook. A machine in a soft drink factory fills 840 bottles in 6 hours. How many bottles will it fill in 5 hours? If time increases, then the filling of bottles will also increase. If one quantity increases, the other quantity is also increased. So, what type of proportion is this? Direct proportion. We can do the problem in this way. I have drawn a small table here. Number of bottles and times and hours. Machine in a soft drink factory fills 840 bottles. In how many hours? 6 hours. Then how many bottles will it fill in 5 hours is our question. As the time increases, the number of bottles will also increase. So, which type of proportion is this? This is a direct proportion. You have to write which type of proportion is this. Then, let the number of bottle to be filled equals x. The unknown quantity, we are taking it as x. We know that in a direct proportion, if we take the ratio, it will be constant. So, 840 by 6 is equal to x by 5. Cross multiply, what will you get? 6x is equal to 840 into 5. Therefore, x equals 840 into 5 by 6. Children, do the calculation in your working column and you will get x as 700. So, in 5 hours, 700 bottles are filled. In 6 hours, 840 bottles are filled. So, think in 10 hours, will the number of bottle increases or decreases? Definitely it will increase. Okay? So, if you have a problem, you can draw a box like this. Then, what all in the question? Number of bottles and time, you can write it as 2 rows and you can find it. Next question, 6th one. In a model of a ship, the mast is 9 centimeter high, while the mast of the actual ship is 12 meter high. If the length of the ship is 28 meters, How long is the model ship? Children, take a textbook and just see there is a figure given there. You can see a ship as well as a cloth on the top of the ship, that is called the mast, to prevent the winds and all, it is used. Then they have said there is a model of a ship and there is an actual ship. On the model as well as on the actual ship, the mast is there. The model of a ship mast is 9 centimeter, while mast of the actual ship is 12 meter. The length of the ship is 28. How long is the model ship? Again, we can draw a table and we can write down what all things are given. Model ship and actual ship. The mast is 9 centimeter long, while mast of the actual ship is 12 meter. If the length of the ship is 28 meter, we need to find the length of the model ship. As the mast increases, the length also increases. So, which type of proportion? It is a direct proportion. Then, unknown value. You can write any variable x or y or anything. So, whatever you are writing, then it should mention it. Let y be the length of the model ship. Then, we know that in a direct proportion, the ratios will be constant. So, 9 by 12 is equal to y by 28. When you cross multiply, what will you get? 9 into 28 by 12. You can cancel off the numbers and then you will get the answer as, what will be the answer? It will be 21 centimeter. So, the length of the model ship will be 21 centimeter. Next question. A loaded truck travels 14 kilometers in 25 minutes. If the speed remains the same, how far can it travel in 5 hours? So, there is a truck, it travels 14 kilometers. Distance is given 14 kilometers. It takes 25 minutes. So, the question is, what will be the distance if it travels in 5 hours? Is the question clear, children? Then what should you do? You should draw a table. Then what all are given here? Distance in kilometers and time in minutes. So, distance 14 kilometers, the time taken is 25 minutes. So, what is the distance travelled in 5 hours? But here it is 25 minutes. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So, what will be 5 hours equals how many minutes? 5 into 60, which is equal to 300 minutes. So, hours can be converted to minutes. We want to find the distance travelled, unknown number. This is what we have to find. So, let the distance travelled in 5 hours equals x. Then, how can you write this? 14 by 25 is equal to x by 300. Cross multiply, children. 25 into x equals 14 into 300. Therefore, x equals 14 into 300 by 25. 325 and all gets cancelled and your answer will be 168 kilometers. So, in 5 hours or in 300 minutes, the distance travelled will be 168 kilometers. Less time, less distance. More time, more distance. So, it's a direct proportion. The time and distance are in direct proportion. So, the ratios will be equal. 14 by 25 is equal to x by 300. Why did we take 300? Because one unit was centimeter and other unit was, sorry, 1 meter was in minute and other unit was in hours. So we converted to minutes and we did the problem.